Hey Bubble family, welcome back to the channel. So I was kind of thinking on what type of video to do today, and then I saw that the statement had been put out about Aaron Carter passing away. He'd been found, I think he was 32 years old, and I thought, you know what, actually this is a good video to, I think, talk about with regards to mental health and how there is, I feel there's a real side to mental health where I believe people really struggle. And I want to say in the celebrity world as much as in kind of our world, and also then the side that uses mental health as a reason to perhaps get out of something, this very sort of self-entitlement that we've seen with other celebrities. Because it reminded me of a documentary that I sort of watched regarding Selena Gomez. And I thought, you know, and then we have Harry and Meghan, and we have, you know, other celebrities that we've spoken about before. So I thought this is going to be a good topic to have a little discussion on, and why I am really sad to hear about Aaron Carter. And I want to touch on that, but also how I'm so utterly frustrated with these very entitled people that just throw mental health around as a reason to take away responsibility for the way they behave. So if you'd like to join me in this video, please do. If you want to know a little bit more about this channel, Tea and Therapy, there is a intro video which will be in the link in the description box. That just gives you a little bit more of an insight into what I do here, what I'm trying to achieve, and what the Bubble family truly means. So yeah, if you don't know what to do by now, please grab your drink of choice, whether it be tea, whether it be coffee, whether it be, like I said yesterday, a glass of water because you're detoxing before Christmas hits. Because trust me, come December the 1st, I'm all in. Or you'd like to have a glass of Diet Pepsi, or you're a Diet Coke person, or maybe you're not even the diet person at all, you like the real thing. If you're like me, I love my cherries and berries, which I get from Asda, for people that have asked me. And there is a version I have looked at it in America. Now I don't know about Australia, but there is, and other countries, but there is a version in America where you can buy the cranberry, and it's and then it's like a black curranty type one, or forest fruits or something along, or berries, and then you just combine the two. Sorry, not cranberry, cherry cordial. You combine the two, mix it with some water, and you've got your cherries and berries. So there you go. So yeah, so grab that drink and let's dive right in. Oh no, I've missed the most important part, because you might want to add a little something to that drink, because as I always say, it is 5 o'clock somewhere. So now let's grab that drink and let's dive right in. So the sad news that I saw when I was kind of, like I do, I scour social media for sort of news, events, etc., because that's where I seem to get most of my information from. And I saw that Aaron Carter, now I know maybe, I will put a picture up here. He was a pop artist that started out very young. Wasn't my cup of tea, but he was around kind of, I believe, the era of like the Backstreet Boys, and like I think when Justin Bieber was very young, there was kind of like these pop artists that all come out at the same time, and he was one of them. And so he sort of come into the industry very young, and I kind of wonder if that's a part that gets played into it. Now obviously he's 32 and he was found I believe, and I also actually want to say, which will be at the beginning of this video, so if you fast forwarded that, a trigger warning, because for people that have experienced any sort of someone in their family that's passed away, or someone they love has passed away, this could be a bit triggering, so please feel free to fast forward certain aspects of it. So yes, he was found in his home. He leaves behind a 1-year-old son and his partner, which I just feel it's deeply sad. Now, I know a lot of people have mixed opinions on someone who takes their life. Some I feel is deeply unfair. I've seen some of the comments and things that people make, and obviously as a professional, I have dealt with the after effects of leaving somebody behind and the unanswered questions that can happen when someone takes their life. Now, in the world of celebrity, we see this more often than not, especially when you have young people that are coming up in an industry and they're around a lot of negative influences and they perhaps haven't got the right people around, or maybe they are of a personality where they don't actually listen to the right people, i.e. their family, who try and keep them grounded. Now, I think if you are of the personality where you have that, then that does help immensely. But obviously with him, I think he did have a good family, but he chose, I guess, you know, because he was young. You know, we've all been there where you think you know everything and you actually know nothing a lot of the time. But it kind of made me really look at this, and I think what I find incredibly sad is that he got to a place where there was no other option for him. He felt there was no other option. And believe you me, I've worked with enough people to know that it's not a simple, because I've heard the awful things of like, oh, they're just selfish or things like that. Unless you've walked in somebody else's shoes, you have no room to judge anybody. This is, you know, saying to people who say things like that, because mental health, and when I say mental health, I say real mental health, not the sort of manufactured version that I think we're kind of seeing today, but real mental health affects you in ways that you don't see coming. It can be so dark, and almost like I kind of describe it like quicksand. It's like it just takes a hold of you and it kind of sucks you in. And sometimes you're just, you know, you're treading water, and all you're trying to do is just keep your head above that water. And, you know, occasionally you go under and then you're fighting to get back up again. And that's what it feels like. It feels like a constant fight. And there are times when I guess, and and in speaking to people that have kind of come close to that, they just feel so tired of the fight that they just give up. And, you know, if they see that there's no other way out, or sometimes they potentially feel that life or people around them would be better off without them, that can also be a factor. And I just find it so sad that he got to this place that he felt that there was no other option for him. And I've, like I say, and in the real world, this happens also. I've worked with a lot of survivors of people that have tried to seriously commit suicide, and I've worked with them. I've worked with the people who have come across somebody that has and found them, and the devastating effects of that, or the family or friends that have been left behind, and sometimes there's no explanation whatsoever. And you also then have the ones that talk about doing it. And we know we've spoken about a certain someone who allegedly sort of said one particular night that she wanted to not be here around anymore while she was allegedly pregnant at the time, and then proceeded to then go out and watch Cirque du Soleil and was grinning from ear to ear. Now, I'm not saying at all that some people don't have those feelings and thoughts and then go out and do something because they feel they have to. But I do 100% believe, knowing the fact that when we're dealing with narcissistic personality types, that those are the people that wouldn't ever do it, because they love themselves too much. They think too much of themselves to ever do that. What they do is they use it as a weapon, and they use it to inflict pain and manipulation on other people, which is where I believe, if it was ever said, is that was what was said. Because if you look at those photographs, she's grinning from ear to ear. She's certainly not crying, as she said in, I think, an interview where and the lights went down, she was sobbing. Just, well, like I said, in another video, unless she's got a makeup team that literally sitting down in the gallery when this happens, there was no sign of streaked makeup, and I don't think any amount of makeup would hide you sobbing. And if anyone looked unhappy, it was Harry. So I'd imagine, in my opinion, they had an argument. She used that as a weapon and to get what she wanted. And that's my thoughts on that. And this then leads me to watching kind of certain celebrities and this self-entitlement that they seem to have, where and again, like I say, I'm not saying that certain celebrities don't struggle with mental health. Oh gosh, I'm sure they do. Aaron Carter being one, and Britney Spears being another. You know, we know that celebrities do suffer with this, and I wouldn't wish this on anybody. But I'm talking about the ones that seem to use it as a weapon to garner sympathy, to, in a way, excuse behavior. Because self-awareness is fundamental. You know, if you're working on yourself and you know that you're doing certain behaviors, and this is what brought me to kind of, like I say, I was watching Selena Gomez's documentary, and I was watching certain footage, and she didn't really explain what was leading up to these outbursts that she was having. There was no real context to anything. She was just sobbing a lot, and there seemed to be like times she would snap at people, a lot of passive aggressive behavior. She would snap at people. She would behave quite rudely, in fact, to her team, to her family members, and then she would cry and get upset. And a lot of that could be guilt for the fact that she realizes that she's not behaving in the way she should be, or it could be manipulation. But the fact of the matter, even if it is guilt, that at some point, like she says, you know, I shouldn't have spoken to them that way, or I shouldn't have snapped to them that way. Well, if you know that, do something about it. If you know that you are treating people around you that are either working for you, or they're your family members or friends, if you know you're treating them in a way that is not okay, then you have the responsibility to do something about that. It's not enough to be like, I'm sorry, and then do it again. Oh, I'm sorry. And I cry, and, you know, and I get the sympathy for it. And and I'll do it again and again and again and again. And this becomes toxic. And I see this a lot in, like I say, we've seen this with Meghan and Harry, the way they've behaved. We've seen it with Amber Heard. We've seen it with a lot of celebrities that behave in a certain way where they cry, or they blame somebody else for something that's happening to them, rather than take responsibility for it and own it and change it. You know, we can all make mistakes, but if you know you're hurting somebody, you don't then consistently carry on hurting them. But that's what we're seeing. We're seeing these celebrities who treat their staff appallingly, their family members appallingly, because they've got money. It's like they lord it above them. And then when they're questioned on it, it's like, oh, you don't understand the stress I'm under. You don't understand how hard it is for me to be a celebrity, how hard it is for me to be in the public eye. Well, no, okay, maybe not. But at the same time, that doesn't give you the right to still treat people badly, because you're transferring a lot of what you're feeling onto somebody else. And in other aspects, projecting as well. You're projecting your anger, your trauma, all of the things that perhaps you've gone through that you haven't worked through. You're then projecting that onto somebody else. And, you know, you're attacking them for something that's going on for you. And I see this a lot in therapy. You know, when I work with families, when I work with relationships, you know, when somebody is going through something, they take it out on their family or their partners, and then they justify it. They say things like, yes, but they don't understand. Or if they did that, I wouldn't behave this way. That's not their fault. Your responsibility is your actions. The things that come out of your mouth, the things that you do, is your responsibility alone. If you are finding yourself triggered, reacting, whichever way you want to call it, if somebody is saying or doing something and you are reacting to that in a negative way, and then you feel the need to be aggressive back, whether it be you want to be violent, or you're having violent thoughts, or you're having a go back at somebody, that's on you. Rightly or wrongly, there might be times when you do it and you feel it's deserving, but that's still your responsibility and your choice. I have this kind of discussion with a lot of people when I say this sentence, when I say nobody can make you do something within reason. Obviously, there are situations that extreme that could make you do something, but we won't discuss those. But I'm talking about in a natural setting, in a setting like when you're having an argument with a family member or a co-worker or a friend or whatever it is, or you're treating your staff appallingly, or your family appallingly. And I hear this when someone says, they made me angry. No, they didn't. They didn't make you angry. What happened was that they said something that affected you. That's not making you angry. That is you having a reaction to something they've said. And when you are in therapy, one of the first things, well, for me, I would work on is why? Why are you reacting to that? Because like I've said before, you can be in a room with 10 other people and this one person says something and 9 people would laugh it off and one person will react angrily. Now, does that mean that it's wrong? No, it just means that this person has said something and then something is going on within you that's created their reaction. So that is all it is. And what you look at there is a chance to learn about yourself. But what can also happen is, well, going back to sort of people like Aaron Carter who get to the extreme that they have, or Britney Spears, is when you feel perhaps that there's no other option than to do something extreme. Like a lot of people would say that about Britney shaving her head. Now, I guess for her, I mean, she's certainly she's played it down on a lot of things, but even if it was done in the things was very broken for her, you know, that could be a cry for help. It could be like, you know what, I'm just so tired of everything that I just feel that I've got to do something extreme to get someone to notice that something's not right here. And if you're not around people that protect you or have your best interests, I'd imagine that can be an incredibly lonely place. And you don't even have to be a celebrity to have that. You know, you could be somewhere in life where you feel that you've got nobody. And that can be incredibly hard when you feel that you're going through something and there's nobody there. You know, and it's a difficult one to process. So being strong mentally is incredibly important, because if you have yourself, it actually doesn't matter if you're on your own. You know, if you feel strong mentally within yourself, that no matter what kind of gets thrown at you, you know that you can deal with that, or you can certainly find a way to manage, then that is where your strength is. But unfortunately, a lot of people don't work on themselves enough and they don't have that. And I guess for somebody like Aaron Carter, who, I mean, obviously I don't know the ins and outs of everything, but for him to get to that place where he felt that there was no other option, must have been deeply, deeply sad for him. And I know there was obviously the factor there was drugs and things involved as well. So whether that was a part to play, I would say it probably was, because that doesn't help. But that's when you have the real crisis, when something like this happens. And sometimes as a family or friend, you can step in, and sometimes it works and sometimes the person doesn't listen. And then you're left with then that, in a way, that guilt. But that's not your fault. You know, sometimes you can try your best to help somebody, but if they don't want to be helped, then there's nothing more you can do. But then dealing with other people who cry mental health when it suits them, this is what frustrates me. Harry and Meghan, in all honesty, need to grow up. Selena Gomez needs to grow up. You know, you're grown-ass people. Take responsibility for your actions. Stop blaming everybody else. If you've got issues, sort them out. Go to speak to somebody and get the help that you need. Instead of taking your trauma or your anger out on other people, which is wrong. You know, instead of crying about how guilty you feel, make amends. Work on yourself so you don't do it again. You know, and this is, yeah, this is what I would say. It's just the biggest thing is take responsibility. You know, look out for people. If you see someone struggling in your family, you know, try your best to step in and be there for them, even if they push you away, because sometimes people that really do struggle are embarrassed by that and they don't want to really admit that there is a problem. But I think, you know, try and do what you can, but at the same time, if they really, really don't want that help, then there isn't much else you can do. Because trust me, unfortunately, if someone is going to do what Aaron Carter did, even if you stop it that one time, if they are really serious about it, because we wrestle with this even as therapists, you know, what if one of our clients did this? And we know, and you have to work on that because it can be incredibly hard. Thankfully, it's not something I've ever had to deal with. And I hope I never do, but I would have to, well, obviously I'd have to go to my own therapist because I know it would affect me, but at the same time I wouldn't feel guilty because I know that I would have done everything I possibly could to try and help that person. But if they make that choice, there's nothing anyone really can do, because even if I temporarily stepped in and tried to stop something, the chances are if they feel that low that they feel there's no other option, they will do it another time. It's just prolonging the inevitable. But like I say, there are people that just say it and they do it for attention. Unfortunately, that's still a mental health issue why they do that. But it's usually those type of people are not going to do it, but they just do it because they want the attention that comes with saying it. It could be a cry for help, or it just could be that they like the drama, you know. So a little bit more of a somber one. So let me know what you think in the comments about this situation. I don't know if any of you, I watch things. Don't get me wrong, Selena Gomez is not my cup of tea, but I do watch certain things because I like to keep up to date with what is going on, and if there's anything that I can look at. Aaron Carter is not my cup of tea, but I do respect the man, and I do respect that he was in that profession, and I'm deeply sad for his family and his friends that he's left behind, and very sad that he felt that there was no other option. And I would like to say that if any of you are feeling low, please comment in the comments or email me, and I'll do everything I possibly can to talk to you. I'm just one person, and I know that it's difficult, but you know, if you're struggling today, you know, stick something in the comments and I'll pin your comment to the top. Or, you know, in the comments, people just look out and see if there's anyone that says that they're struggling, and just, you know, give them a little friendly comment and say, hi, you're not alone, because this is what this community that we're building here is really all about. So nobody feels alone. You know, please think about joining the Bubble Club on the Bubble Community Club on Facebook if you're on there, because again, you can comment in there and there are some lovely ladies already in there, and they will kind of step up and chat to you. So yeah, so what else? Oh yes, I am traveling to Glastonbury on Friday, so there probably won't be a video on Friday. I don't know, there might be, but I will be doing various recordings over the weekend, probably to upload when I get back, because obviously I'm going to be taking some time off. I'm seeing a really, really lovely friend of mine who's like a sister to me. I haven't seen her in like forever. And so I'm really, really looking forward to that. So I'm really looking forward, and it's not the festival, guys. The amount of people that have said, "Are you going to the festival?" It's like, no, it's the town. It's in Somerset. It's beautiful. I will be taking lots of pictures. I will be sharing my journey with you, because I love to do that. So yes, so Friday there probably won't be a video, unless I find, you know, a half hour I can do something and upload it. but I will be doing various things and let you know. So just so you know that. So this video will probably go up, and then I'll do one more. And yeah, so I'm going to have a lovely weekend. I'm coming back Monday, so I probably won't do a video on Monday either. Or if I do, then I will just upload some of the stuff that I've recorded. And I will look an absolute mess, I can guarantee you, because we're doing lots of walking and I'll be a sweaty mess. And I guarantee you my menopause will just appear, because it's actually been okay. I've actually been a lot better. I've been taking some of the supplements that people have recommended, and I'm feeling a little bit better. The weight gain is horrible. That's not changed. Whereas I didn't have weight on my tummy, now I have, which is just wonderful. And I feel like my eyebrows are never quite right at the moment. They look okay today. Because I've noticed on camera that sometimes they look two different colours, and I think it's because of the light. But if I go close up, you can see that they're actually the same. But when I go back, that one looks darker to that one. And when I see it, and then so when I look, like when I watch my video back just to make sure it's playing okay, I'm like, oh my man, my eyebrows are two different colours. They're not. Well, I mean, I don't know, they might be, but they're not. You can see they're not. And I just want to, you know, sometimes I often, so I found this, and I have to say, it's pretty amazeballs. It's called Got to Be by Schwarzkopf. And what it is it's like a gel. So if you see, like, if you have very sparse, like me, sparse eyebrows, practically non-existent, what it does is you comb your sparse eyebrows, and you can set them, like I kind of comb them up so it looks like I've got little hairs there. Well, they are hairs, but it looks a bit more. So I comb them up, and it sets, and it lasts, I would say, a good few days. And actually what I've cottoned onto is that if you curl your eyelashes with a curler, like even just one of these, then you coat this on there, it actually sets the eyelashes, like, so you almost got a little bit of an eyelash lift. No, don't want an eye lift. An eyelash lift. And so for the people that have asked me, at the moment, because I'm always trying things for my eyebrows, finding what works. I bought a pen and it was too dark, didn't like it. So I'm trying this at the minute, which is the Maybelline Tattoo Brow. So I'm trying that at the moment, and I use a really tiny, where is it? Oh, it's that tiny, I can't find it now. Oh yeah, actually it's a painting, believe it or not, it's a painting brush, but it's got like like a tiny, you can see there, and I do that, and I literally do like little tiny strokes, they look like hairs. And so far, and then I set it with a setting spray, and it seems to stay, like I say, a good couple of days. But it's certainly, definitely 24 hours. Now, whether or not it will stay with me sweating around while I'm walking in Glastonbury, who knows? But I will let you know. I will let you know. I will also say that I feel like the menopause is actually making my skin look very good. That is the one plus that I've had from this having the menopause, is it seems to be, my skin seems to be looking quite glowy at the moment. So I'll take that as a win. Arthur is actually asleep. Don't you see him? Yeah, see his little, oh, he's having a good old stretch. He's just come back from a walk, so he's knackered. So yes, the other thing, okay, actually, bear with. So, what I said about yesterday, this lovely, lovely lady sent me Now she's got an email. Now, actually, she didn't send me, I'll have to ask her. Because I don't know if she actually, I think she does do this as a business or it's a little side hobby. I'm not sure. But she makes like these little bags. And so she sent me this lovely letter. She says, hope you are well. I'm a fairly new subscriber and I enjoy your channel very much. After watching a few videos, I kept thinking I have some bubble type fabric, although I know bubble means something different, as in everyone is in a bubble. But I still love the bubble fabric. But thought it'd be fun to make a few things with it. I like trying different small bags, and since you said you like makeup in one of the videos, I thought maybe you could use some of them. I made duplicates of things so that you could give a few to your mum if you wanted to. That was a very nice video wishing your mum a happy birthday, so lovely. So then she goes on to talk about some of the items, and her name is, well, actually I won't say her name because I don't know if she's comfortable with that, but she does have an email. So I will contact her to find out, because if anyone is interested after I show this stuff, so this is what some of the stuff that she sent me, and it's so nice, so well done, and I was absolutely, and I have to say, just blew my mind what she sent me. So I got so many, as you can see here, like so many, a whole big bag of these little bags. And so one is like for if you have, I guess, either a small, maybe a very small notebook or an iPad. I mean, on the stitching is honestly, if I saw this in a shop, like this reminds me of like Catherine Kidson. So if I saw this, I would buy it. It's just so well done. It's got like a little pocket, and it's like even the fabric on the inside is just it's just so well done. So this is that one, and then I got some little makeup bags. I mean, she's literally made all of these. Like, look at how lovely that is. And then this one, which is like one of my faves, which is one I should be taking that one to Glastonbury. And then another one here, and then she's actually made inside, which I thought was, I'm going to have this in my office because it's got like the little cups of tea and things on it, which is for the mouse pad, and on behind it's got kindness. I mean, how lovely is that? And then, which is another one which has got the bubbles, and again, just inside, so that could be like a wash bag. And then she's also put this, which is for, you can put a coaster inside, so you can carry this around with you. If you've got your mug, put your little coaster inside, or you could even use it as, put anything, tissues or anything that you've got really, put that in, so that's that. And then I've got another one, which she does this one as well, which has got the little zip there, which is like, again, could be a wash bag. And I've got lots of sort of all different sizes. I mean, there's this one, which is another fave of mine, which is another makeup bag, because I have a lot of makeup. This one, which is a bit more padded. And this is one of my faves as well. She's got this, which she's put a little fluffy Bijon freeze. So I might actually do, because I've got some, I'm going to give some to obviously my friends and things, but if I've got a couple left over, I might actually do them as a little giveaway. So, and then some of these little tiny little purses. I mean, literally I've got honestly so many. And then this one, which is another one which I think my mum would love actually. So lovely little Christmas presents. And then this is the last one, this, and then she's also done, which you can put little packs of tissues in. And that one, and that one. So if you've got your little packs of tissues, you can put, and then I've got another couple of these as well. So yeah, so let me know what you think. Let me know. So thank you. I just want to say thank you so much to the lady. I will be emailing you, but thank you so much to the lady who sent me these. Honestly, I was blown away. Did not expect, but this is what I like to do. If you're starting a little small business, and I'm not even saying that you've got to send me things, but I want to help. So, if you've got a hobby or you want to or you're trying to sell things somewhere, and you want me to promote, and you think, if it's something that you think would fit on the channel, then then yeah, just literally drop me an email, and I'd be very happy to do that, because in these times I know we all struggle, and we got to find sort of a bit of money where we can, and it's not easy. And so if I can just do my bit and help you guys, I am more than happy to do that. Even if you want to promote some artwork, or I don't know, anything, you know, if you know, even if it's someone in your family, or a friend that's got a little business, and they just want a little, you know, something they sell online, and I can help you in some way, I would more than happy do that. I will speak to this lady and see that if she actually does these and sells them. So if you are interested, then I will let you know in a future in another video to say, yeah, okay, this is what, you know, what she does, and this is where it is. I don't know, but if she doesn't, then maybe I can just do a few as a little giveaway if you're interested. So yeah, so let me know what you think in the comments, guys. Thank you for listening, as always. You're just amazeballs. It's my new word at the moment, amazeballs. Oh, positive thinking. I know this video is going to be going on a little bit longer, unfortunately. Positive thinking for the day. No one is perfect. That's why pencils have erasers. I like that. I like that. So yeah, none of us are perfect. Well, I want to say that we're unique, and I think that, you know, if you want to look at being perfect, then look at what's perfect for you, not what's perfect for somebody else. Don't fit into somebody else's version of what they think you should be. Just be your own version, and be your version of perfect. And I suppose, like with that, and if there's certain things that you want to change, then rub them out and start again. So yeah, so I'll leave that with you. So thank you for watching. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you want to think about subscribing to my channel, I'd be very grateful, because it does help the algorithm. Don't forget, if you don't want to watch the whole thing, then just watch the bit you like, and then maybe fast forward to the end, because then that counts as a view for the algorithm. Any link that you might need is in my description box of the video. Some of it is also in the bio of my channel. But everything is there, whether you want to contact me by email, join as a member Bubble Tea Club, send me something, you can buy something of my merchandise. If you would like to, if you enjoy this video and you got something from it and you'd like to just tip me, then you can buy me a cup of tea. Yeah, everything is there. So thank you very much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. So take care. I love you. And don't forget, I appreciate you, but most of all, I respect you. Mwah. Bye.